Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about a conversation happening between some friends, or perhaps it's like I don't know, sibling or something. But this Page of Swords has some pretty positive, almost like giddy energy that is talking about a connection that someone's excited about. It does look to me, even though we've got the Three of Cups in the reverse, there's a positive energy. Like somebody is a little bit nervous that it's too good to be true because there is like this Three of Cups in the reverse can be like excessive pleasure, right? Now that could mean you're selfish and you don't know how to stick to one person, or you want half the pizza when there's three people. But it's like more so, I feel like I could really be with this person. I feel like I could have a relationship, but can I really like count on them to be who they say they are? Or am I going to realize that I got really excited and this person isn't who they said they are? So they're having this conversation to kind of check themselves and make sure that they're on the up and up in terms of their intuition. And is this someone they should get to know better? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchanta. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Friday. I hope you have some fun plans for the weekend. Hello, April. Hello, Elise. How are we doing? If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is in the description box below, but it's just wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. And I've also recently launched memberships ranging from $3.99 a month to $24.99 a month. So hopefully something that you enjoy. Let's dive in. We're going to start with the energy oracle and see what else we get. But initially, it kind of feels like this is someone who wants to make an offer, wants to be in a relationship, but they're talking it over, making sure their friend approves, basically. Hello, Jay or Joy. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. So we have Broken Heart and Goddess of the Moon. There's caution here because before an offer is made or before this person really starts to put their heart into this, they want to know that their intuition is like validated. So if I feel this is a good person, if I feel like I could be happy with them, maybe I just need like a second viewpoint. Like, hey, what do you think about this? Does it sound like they're a considerate person? Because this is somebody who's had a broken heart. They don't want to go through that and see the potential or fall in love with somebody's good side and then not be honest about what potential drawbacks there are. Oh, that's awesome. I hope that goes well. Hello, Vichitata. How are you doing? What else do we have? Yeah, see, this is somebody who's thinking about making an offer. We have man holding a coin, but keep in mind that could be anyone who is contemplating making an offer. It's about that desire for longevity, a long-term commitment, that stability or companionship. Maybe they're thinking about moving in because that Four of Wands can be about your living situation, right? So I really like this person. I could see myself wanting to like live with them or be with them long term, but I want to make sure that I'm not rushing it. I want to make sure that other people see those attributes the way that I do, or that I'm not just like seeing what I want to see. All right. This is the Morgan Greer, if I can get it. Hello, Danny. How are you doing today? Devil in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So the number 9 could be really important because Broken Heart is also number 9. So we've got 3 9s. But I love that the Devil is in the reverse. This is a person who has gone through a lot. They have had that broken heart experience, but they've also been able to let go of that. They've also been able to accept or acknowledge, here's how that situation happened. Here's what I learned from it. Here's what I know I need to do differently going forward. I do feel like either they take responsibility for having been selfish in the past, or they feel like they looked at somebody as if they were what they wanted without really knowing them. So they maybe moved a little bit too quickly getting into a relationship. And with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, they may have kind of uncovered that they had a tendency to seek out or maybe even to be a bit codependent in the context of a relationship. So I'm really proud of whoever is resonating with this particular energy, because it does seem quite pensive, or there's a desire to make the right decision and really think about things instead of finding themselves in a relationship that they don't want to be in. Seven of Cups, the Lovers, and the Chariot in the reverse. So it feels to me kind of like they're saying, okay, here's what I know. Here's how long we've been seeing each other. Here's what they've been saying in terms of how they feel about me. And I don't know if I'm missing something. Maybe there's a reason to not move forward with this person and I'm missing it. But with the Chariot in the reverse, this is somebody who's feeling those emotions, but not quite certain if they want to pursue, right? It's that like hesitation right before you dive into the swimming pool. Hello, Voyager. How are you doing? Hello, Khalil. What's happening? Hello, Matt. Hello, Pharaoh. How's your day? We've got the Six of Swords, Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Six of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, a focus for this individual. What should I call you? I could call you the man holding a coin, but I don't want it to be focused on gender like that. We'll come up with a name. This is somebody who has realized that they got into connections too quickly, and that's why they felt like they failed, right? Maybe I got a little bit too excited because that person was really attractive, or they were totally my type, or, they liked the same band that I did. It's like I need to be a bit more selective. I need to be a little bit more cautious before I get involved and let things get serious, because I think that's what has gone wrong in the past. I feel like that's why they're doing this in the first place. Everyone talks to their friends, I suppose, when they have a new little situation going on. But this is more so like, hey, here's what I think. I'm really happy. I kind of want to move towards this, but I feel like maybe I need to not move so quickly. What do you think? Hierophant in the reverse. Tower in the reverse. Four of Swords in the reverse. I'm worried if I get into a relationship with this person, their true colors will show, and then I'll realize that I don't like them anymore. How do I make sure that I really do like this person, or that they're not hiding anything from me? I don't want the relationship status or like living together to make me like fall out of love with this person, or realize that I didn't really want that in the first place. So this Four of Swords in the reverse is, I just want to make sure that this is somebody who's being genuine with me, someone who really does believe the things that they say instead of just pretending. So kind of looks like wanting to avoid, falling for the mask that somebody might wear if they're just getting to know this person, or maybe they've been dating for a couple of months and they're like, well, it's been really nice, but like, are they just like hiding a little bit, This is the Situations deck. Realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light, pressure cooker, rage, ready to explode, and family, blood ties, and inner circle. I don't know that there's necessarily anger here. I'm not picking up anger, but I do think that there's some sort of like time crunch. Like I feel like I have to make a decision. I do think that I really like this person. I could see myself wanting to live with them, but they're talking to somebody in their inner circle because they feel like they have to make this decision quickly. I don't know why they feel that way, but let's see what else comes out. Okay. That makes sense. So this is a conversation that is prompted by the return of an ex. So in other words, I'm having a great time. I really like this person I've been hanging out with. It's been a great couple weeks or couple months, and I'm leaning towards wanting to commit to them. But either someone has come back around, or I feel like that ex will come back around. And I don't want to get involved in a commitment when there's other things going on. So I think they're basically at a point where they're considering clearing the roster or really closing things out from their past and focusing on this person that they're falling in love with or already in love with. And that question pops up in their mind of, am I like rushing this? Am I going to potentially cut people off that I would rather, kind of keep on the back burner? So it feels like a little bit of a check-in with a best friend. Like, here's what I want to do. I really like this person, but am I just like a little bit crazy for wanting to do that? We've got the daily hustle card in the reverse, hamster wheel, single, and pretending. This person likes being single, but they feel like you're what they've been looking for. So they don't want to continue to deal with the like frustrations or the irritations of trying to find someone. And I think they also are concerned about something or multiple things with this karmic. So it kind of feels to me like they're looking for an excuse to cut this person off or put that in the past. They'd rather choose this new person, but they're nervous because what if this new person is pretending? What if I cut off this person from the past for this new person, and the new person has been hiding what they're really about? I guess my response to that would be, if you're already at a point where you're like, man, give me an excuse to cut off this karmic because they're kind of a waste of my time. Why does the third element need to even be a question? If you feel like somebody is a karmic, somebody from your past, you can't really rely on them, then why entertain that at all? It seems like more so the question is, do I want to focus on being single or do I want to be in a relationship? At least that's what I think the question should be. If you already know somebody from your past is problematic and they haven't done right by you, regardless of whether or not they show up, if they haven't done that work, then it's like, it's still a no for me, dog. So I think they're getting to the point where they realize if they don't make this decision regarding the people or person from the past, that it would endanger the connection that they're excited about right now. All right, this is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. Hello, Jedis. Harlem, how are you doing? Well, it may be somebody else that is actually on cloud nine thinking about you. Sometimes we assume it's a person from the past that we're talking about, but it might be someone we're about to meet or someone we just met. Either way, I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Jamie. How's it going? Hello, Upper Echelon. How are you? Hello, INB. What's going on? Thank you, Pharaoh. We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, the Hermit in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So we do have, I'm inclined to call this person the Six of Swords at this point, because nothing really is kind of like sticking to them really as far as a permanent energy. This is somebody who's gone through a significant loss. That broken heart is what this Ace of Pentacles is, right? I have been resistant to being in a connection or to letting somebody in because I had this really difficult ending, or I had, trusted somebody and then they betrayed me. So the Hermit in the reverse feels to me like they're a little bit unconfident in terms of their discretion or their discernment, like, is this somebody who's pretending? Is this somebody who's just making me fall in love and not showing me the other side? Queen of Swords in the reverse, are they being honest? So that's why they want this other person's opinion. What vibe do you get from them? Do you feel like they're genuine? Do you feel like this is someone I should be in a relationship with? Eight of Cups in the reverse, Five of Pentacles. Magician. Because if I want to be in a relationship with this person, I need to make sure to wrap things up from the past and make clear to an ex that I'm done, because I don't want that to come back and cause drama, or I don't want to risk that being an issue. So this Magician is about being like proactive. If I feel like this could potentially be an issue later on, right? Pressure cooker. If I feel like there could be some drama, then maybe what I need to do is just upfront be like, hey, I know maybe it seemed like things were left a little bit open-ended, but I want to be very clear. I've decided I'd like to be in a relationship with so-and-so, which means I'm going to block you. I wish you the best. Something along those lines. That's what they seem to be wanting to ask, if that's what they should do. Because they do think that if they don't have this conversation, or if they don't make this decision regarding the past, that it threatens what they want in the future. Four of Swords, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, they feel like it's not quite finished with that person from the past, as in there has not been like a finality with that conversation. So do I tell this person from the past, hey, sorry, I found somebody and I really want to be, serious with them. So I've got to like make sure it's clear that we're not going to be seeing each other again. They feel like the clarity is necessary. Otherwise, they would potentially start a relationship with this new person, and that could blow up in their face, cause some drama, and then maybe even they lose contact with everybody, right? Like when they don't get the relationship and the person from their past, it doesn't work out with them either. So they feel like they need to do the right thing. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. They've had a change of heart. They may have had this like person that they viewed as the one that got away. They may have kind of prioritized them. Like, well, if they ever come back around and they have like the right energy, then that's the person I want to spend my life with. But this could be someone who's realizing, right? We have the realization card. Wow, actually, this person is exactly what I've been looking for, and I don't have to wait for them to change certain element, right? It's like, do I want to let go of something from my past where I saw the potential, but they weren't actually taking the action that I needed to? They weren't capable of that long-term connection. Am I willing to just put my faith in this new person and let go of this individual from the past that didn't seem to be as focused on getting into a relationship or being serious, right? They feel like it's a pretty big choice. All right, this is the Earth and Bone Oracle. What else do we have? Well, that's fair. You should always be a loving person. What else do we have? We've got Flight number 28. Opportunity, prosperity, new venture, don't wait. Yeah, they're thinking they need to move quickly with this new person, but they're nervous it's too fast. They feel like it's right with this new person. There's a conflict from the past that they feel like that's the reason why things didn't work out with whoever they're considering blocking. But there's that hesitation. They're like, I just don't want to make the wrong choice. Conflict, competition, arguments, aggression, tension, and oppressors. Can I let go of the person who didn't do right by me in the past, who I was hoping would do right by me, and choose this new person? Or am I still kind of hopeful that they're going to make things right? Hello, each one, teach one. How you doing? Hello, co-create. What's happening? Let's see. We've got, this is the Gilded Reverie, by the way. Number 37, the Clock, and number 22, the Path. Yeah. I feel like I don't have much time and I need to make a choice. This person could feel like they have like seen a pattern with this person from the past, and it's probably only a matter of time before they come back around, or they feel like it's only a matter of time before there could be some drama. Therefore, it behooves them to make an anticipatory move, right? Like, hey, just want to make sure you know I'm actually getting into a relationship, so I got to cut things off with you. They feel like they have to do something like that. Storks, number 17, and Labyrinth, number 43. So I can have what I want. I can be in a happy relationship. I feel like this person is my person. But in order to make sure that I don't mess it up, I have to do some things to clean up some things from the past to make sure everything is ready. It's like, yeah, I could have some friends over for a party, but in order to get to that point, I need to do some cleaning that I normally don't do for myself. That's what it's looking like. It's like I have to do a little bit of maintenance, and then I want to like pursue the thing or the person that I want to be with. Hello, Jasmina. How are you doing? Yeah, this is serious. They want a long-term commitment. They just have this desire for a little bit of confirmation from someone else to make sure that they're not ending up in a relationship they don't want to be in. They have this conversation. I feel like the friend confirms to them, like, I mean, that sounds like what you're looking for. I can understand why you'd want to be in a relationship, but in order to have that relationship, they know they have to have this conversation with someone from the past, cut things off, be done. So they are focused on long term. They do, I think, get that confirmation from their friend that this should move forward. But this is that conversation they don't want to have. If you are new to my channel, whenever this card comes out, I tell a joke called the whip. The whip. No, not the whip. The whip. No, not the whip. The whip. No, please, anything but the whip. Anything? The whip. Let's see. Let's get a few from the Romance Angels Oracle. What else do we have? Wow. So unrequited love and engagement. Is it time for me to let go of that unrequited love from the past? Because I'm thinking I want things to get serious with the person that I am dealing with currently. Is it time to like clear the roster, if you will? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. There's something about your approach to this connection. I assume you might be this Queen of Pentacles, the one that somebody is thinking about clearing the roster for. You also might be the person who wants to clear the roster. But whoever this is, it's like there's this element of trust, or they know you have integrity. So I think they feel like a level of comfort with you that they haven't really with somebody else, which is why they feel like it's the right thing to pursue a relationship with you. This is the Noisy Tarot. Anything? What else do we have? Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and the World. Wow, doesn't get any clearer than that. I've had my conversation with my bestie. I've thought it through. I know what I want long term. It's unreliable energy from this person from the past. I don't even know for sure where I stand with them or if they're in love, because we had the unrequited love card come out. If I don't see a long-term connection, or if I feel like it's really difficult to have a relationship or that happy connection with this person from the past, why would I let them get in the way of what I want now with this person that I do want? a long-term connection with. So with the World, we have an end of a chapter. So they're closing things out with this unrequited love so they can focus on the new love, where they do feel like there's a lot in common and there is an opportunity or a chance for things to go the distance. They're just really not looking forward to this conversation. They know this person's going to resist it. Like, you know, I'm the one for you. You know, you're going to miss me, or I know you're going to want to, like, you know, cheat on that person. This is someone who's going to great lengths to argue against not being chosen. So that person from the past, they may be seen as unrequited because they're unreliable. They may be the type that really struggles with commitment. They're saying all sorts of things. And I feel like for you, it only really underscores this is not the person for you, or for your person. They understand, wow, all of this like craziness, all of this arguing, when I'm just trying to say I'm trying to do what's, you know, good for me, it just reinforces that I'm making the right decision. You don't want to listen to my feelings. You don't feel like I should be able to make a choice. It's like they get mocked or ridiculed for trying to end this. And it only makes them more determined to choose the other person. High Priestess in the reverse, Judgment, and Three of Pentacles. Exactly. So the reaction they get from this unrequited person from the past is one that just like betrays their immaturity, their lack of understanding, or their lack of being compassionate, right? So Judgment, I make my decision and then I feel like it's like validated, like you proved my point. I didn't think that you could handle being in a mature connection. And then you like act like, you know, a 19-year-old when we're trying to have a serious conversation. Sorry, 19-year-olds. You have your own level of maturity, but if we're talking about somebody who's a little bit older, presumably we want to act our own age, right? Hello, Barefoot King. How are you doing? I hope you have some fun weekend plans. Hello, Clifford. How's it going? Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't want to give to two people. I don't want to be caught between two people. I don't want to feel like there's a risk to this relationship that I want from the person who didn't treat me right or broke my heart. So Temperance in the reverse is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. If they couldn't commit to me, if they just broke my heart, then I've got to close things out because I really like this Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Don't get too caught up on the gender. That could be anyone, but this is saying I'm very attracted to somebody. I feel like there's a magic there. There's a really nice chemistry, but I also feel like it's not just that there's that passion or excitement. There's also this ability to have that companionship, the more like reliable relationship, like golden retriever energy, right? All right, this is the Golden Girls. Hello, Rainbow Warrior. How are you doing? Hello. How's it going, Jane Doe? I hope you're having a good day. Death in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. They're not going to want to let this person go. So our unrequited love from the past gets told that they're not being chosen, or maybe even just finds out they've been blocked and they throw a little hissy fit. They throw a tantrum because they really felt like there was more time or that they would be chosen, or they felt like there should at least be a conversation about it. Like, let me defend myself. I feel like it gave them that choice, or your person gave them that opportunity. There is a desire for closure here because nothing happened. It felt unrequited, or it felt like it wasn't a priority. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Hermit, and the Page of Swords in the reverse. This is a very much so like in-depth reality check. Like, I'm not going to lie to myself. I don't know if this close friend is known for being a bit like surgical, but they're looking at these two love interests for their friend and they're like, that's all wrong. It's all wrong. You don't like it. But the new person, I feel like the close friend is like, yes. Yes. So makes it easier when somebody validates your intuition or your discernment, but let's keep in mind that people always have the option of being biased. People always have, maybe a different way of looking at things. Is it good to get that validation? Sure, but don't rely on it too much. You've got intuition for a reason. And I feel like that's where this main character, or man holding a coin who doesn't have to be a man, I feel like they're realizing, okay, so I was right. I need to let go of this thing from the past, make sure that they can't come back around and cause me any problems. And I need to go for this person that I feel is a better match for me. So we've got King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. But they know that this person from the past is going to cause some drama. This person from the past may try to do something to retaliate, or may try to show up, because we did have that pop-up card. What do we need to know about the person from the past? Hazy visions, things are not being seen clearly. Yeah, I felt like I never knew where I stood with you, or you gave me so many different mixed signals, or, one day it was this, the next day it was that. It's the unreliability or the uncertainty here that makes the man holding a coin, or, our main character, the Page of Swords, they're like, what am I really choosing between? Something that seems uncertain and something that seems certain? Well, that should be an easy choice, right? Truth seeking. You will discover the truth about the situation soon. I do feel like they're able to determine that somebody is not pretending, that their new person is genuine, and that they, know the truth about this person from the past. So what are they really sacrificing? Ashamed, embarrassed about past behavior. And this drags up some pretty difficult emotions for the person from the past. Their anger is, I think, less so at the person who doesn't choose them, and more so at themselves. I could have done better by that person. I could have matured. I could have been more proactive about the healing that I needed to do. They're mad at themselves, but they take out this anger on the person who doesn't choose them instead. And like I said, it just validates for our main character, okay, well, I guess the new person is the right person to choose, because they wouldn't talk to me like that. All right, this is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? I agree, Khalil. There's really no reason for that. Hello, Co-Create. What's going on? So we've got heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions, messed up, hopeless, sinking, despair, falling apart, and chemistry, attraction, spark, and passion. So we've got somebody who's basically feeling like they're choosing between a connection that felt hopeless and someone where they feel like they have a lot of passion, or there's a lot of chemistry, and that's why they're feeling a sense of conflict. Can I, for once and for all, put this person from my past in my past and let that go, and just focus on this new person, because I'm really excited about the new person. Maybe they aren't too good to be true. Maybe they actually are my person. So they start to let go of this toxic energy from the past and focus on the person they'd like to be in a commitment with, likely blocking that person from the past. We've got thinking, missing you, craving, desiring. They recognize that even with a short period of time of not being around the person they want to get into a commitment with, that they really do miss this person. And they're starting to feel hopeful again. One person makes them feel hopeless about a relationship, and one person makes them feel hopeful. So that really makes a decision for them easy in terms of, or easier. Okay, I guess it's time for me to let go of the person from my past. Cogs. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And I hope to see you on my next reading. Toodles.